Every child deserves to experience development. Developmental performances are a byproduct of your child's developmental experiences. I have 7 children. My first baby, development just happened. My second baby, no, like something was wrong. And I just was told, like, oh, your baby's gonna figure it out, it'll be okay, like, and I'm just like, I don't think it's gonna be okay. Like, what do I do? And then we ended up in the hospital, and the doctors were working on my baby, the therapists were working on my baby, and I had already tapped out of their services. I was like, they can't help me. Where do I go? What do I do? And I found this lady, Michelle Turner, with Movementlesson, and she's like, yeah, your baby can experience all of development. And I'm like, yeah, but like, she can't do any of it. And she's like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, as long as there's the experience of development, the doing will be the most optimal for your child, and they will experience development and progression. I was like, okay, I'm all in. Like, that's what I want for my kids. I want development and progressions. I want just as much independence as possible. And I've had 5 other children since, so I have a total of 5 children. 3 of them actually have special needs, so I've had 2 more children with special needs. And for all my children, typical or atypical, like, I am more focused on the experience of their development more than the performances that are happening. Like, I look at the performances as, okay, if they're not happening, my child's not getting the experience of development. Like, what's going on? I need to intervene. And then as a result, I give my children the experiences of development. And do they always have the performances? No, but I know that they're getting the experience of development because their performances are more functional. They're more independent. There's more play in their movements. And after finding Movementlesson, like, every child needs to have Movementlesson. Every child deserves the experience of development. And if you're a parent and you're worried about your child's development, like, yeah, you can do therapy. It can maybe work, but they're still working on performances, not the experiences of development. And I want your baby to experience development. Don't delay anymore. Like, that's the biggest regret any parent has, is that they didn't do something sooner, or they couldn't do something sooner. And I, along with Michelle, we are so passionate about giving every child the experience of development. There's so much special needs happening that shouldn't be happening. And the special needs that there are, their lives can be so much better. And that's what we want to offer you and your child: a way, a plan, a path of how to give your child the experiences of development. And we're doing that with the Worried Parent Kit. Like, if you go to the Facebook group Movementlesson for Parents and Practitioners, you're going to get great information from Michelle and be like, I don't know what to do with that. That's really hard. That's confusing. And I was like that too, but my baby was dying and I had to figure it out. It was my only option. And I'm blown away by how it works. I'm studying the mathematics and I'm like, oh, it is all there. Like, this is why it's working. And so Michelle and I are just so passionate to share what we know and what we've learned through, over 25 years of combined experience of just worrying about our children and their development. And so with that being said, like, your child shouldn't have to wait another day to experience development. We want the best future for your child. I want the best future for your child. Michelle wants it. You want the best future for your child. So don't delay anymore. Like, in the Worried Parent Kit, I'm there with you to help you figure out what Michelle's saying and why that process works, and to break it down and to be like, yeah, this is how I figured it out. And you don't need to take 6 years to figure out what I figured out. Like, I figured it out and I want to help you learn it fast, because your baby needs help fast. And you may be able to get what Michelle's saying, and that's awesome. That just gives you all the more advantage. But most parents will stop trying to learn Movementlesson because it's too hard. Like, you have to be motivated. You have to be willing to get self-educated. You have to put in the time, the effort. And if you do, like, the results are amazing. The results are your child's optimal development and potential. And functional performances are a byproduct. And so don't delay. Like, start the Worried Parent Kit and get on your child's development. Don't worry anymore. It's completely unnecessary. Thanks.